Well, at least I can say I shot my dinner. Howdy folks, Tex Grebner here with Tex Grebner Outdoors. Today I'm making roasted rabbit on the grill, but I'm doing it in a paleo manner to make sure that I get the most out of the meat.
What I'm going to show you here is how to butcher a rabbit carcass. Butchering is different than cleaning. Cleaning is getting the skin off and getting the guts out. Butchering is actually processing the flesh and bones. What I'm doing here is I'm slicing off the belly meat. I'm tensioning the flesh and then letting my knife do the work, just slicing down along the rib cage and along the backbone to take off this bunny bacon. You can learn a lot about processing larger game like deer, elk, and moose, and even wild boar by processing rabbit. They're all built the same. All I'm doing to get these hindquarters off is popping the ball joint, tensioning the flesh, and then letting my knife do the work. To get the front shoulder off, it is the same as you would do with a deer. Pull the leg forward and run your knife down behind the shoulder blade, and it will come right off. Next, we're going to take off the rib cage. The rib cage is pretty much worthless as meat, but we're going to need it later, and it does contain some cavity fat. Season the meat liberally throughout the process. Seasoning before cooking comes from us trying to keep flies off of our meat, and it does work. Simply break the backbone and then cut the flesh around the break in the vertebrae. Season again. I'm using a Cajun shake medley here. I've got mesquite coals in a little Weber grill, completely ashed over, good and hot, but not too hot. And as you can see, I have the back legs of the rabbit wrapped up in that bunny bacon, the belly meat that I sliced off of the carcass. This way, they're protected from the heat, don't cook too fast, and the belly fat of that rabbit, just like a bacon weave, is going to keep these legs juicy. I'm not using the grill itself. I'm using a camp broiler to do this, and it's really one of my favorite ways of doing it. Now I'm going to lay the backbone into the broiler. There is a lot of meat on the back of a rabbit. Just lay it in there, cinch it down tight, and then lay it over top of the coals. These camp broilers are very useful for actually roasting meat because you don't get the overpowering heat on the flesh that you do if you're using a regular grill top. You don't cook it too fast. You simply allow the meat to cook slowly, and you can do this in the field with a fire pit, and it is so easy to paleo roast this rabbit. As you can see here, I've been gnawing on the back legs, and let me just tell you, when you eat the legs of a rabbit, you can feel the power of its spring in the chewiness of its legs. The front legs, now this is very important, I'm laying the front legs and shoulders inside of the rib cage so that the cavity fat will keep them from getting too done. Now I've got a bunny sandwich here. Lay it in my broiler, cinch it down tight, and back over the coals it goes.
So as you can see, this piece, which is part of the belly meat, cooked up around the leg just like bacon. Yeah, bunny bacon.
The reason that I call this paleo roasting is because I'm using the animal to my advantage in cooking the animal. I'm not using a traditional grill top, and you can hear that cavity fat sizzling along the rabbit legs. And it's a very easy way of making sure that those front shoulders and front legs do not get overly done. And there you see them, beautifully roasted.
As you can see, roasting the front legs inside of the rib cage, allowing the inner cavity fat to baste this, makes it moist and very tender, keeping the natural flavor of the meat inside. Now this rib cage here, I can boil down along with the backbone that I ate without you, and the rest of the bones. I can now take these bones and use them again to make a stock with vegetables and make rabbit soup. However, I hope this video has been helpful to you. As always, God bless all my sportsmen of America. Join the NRA to protect our rights. Please check out my friends over at legallyconcealed.org. Thank you very much to those of you involved in law enforcement and those of you serving in the military. And thanks for watching Tex Grebner Outdoors.